Hi everyone and welcome back. First of all, I want to thank everyone who commented, liked and subscribed in my previous video about vampires. It should be somewhere here. Thank you so much. It means a lot for growing my channel. Thank you again. Now, let's have some fun. Sci-fi is one of the genres where the biggest movies gets all the attention. Everybody talks about Interstellar, everybody talks about Blade Runner, everybody talks about The Matrix. But hidden under the big blockbusters, there are some quite good, underrated sci-fi gems. Movies and series that tried interesting ideas, time travel, parallel realities, futuristic chaos, but somehow didn't get the massive spotlight they deserved. So today I want to share with you 9 movies and series that absolutely worth watching. Some are smart, some are weird, and some are surprisingly funny. And one of them predicted future a little bit too accurately. I've got some comments in previous video that are too many videos are not included in the list. So don't worry, these kind of videos gonna be in series. So sci-fi series or part 1 is going to be this video, there's going to be part 2, part 3, and so on and so on. There are too many movies that I can recommend and they are underrated or not appreciated. So let's begin. First up, series. We are going to start from Counterpart. If you enjoy parallel universe stories, this one for you is the must. The show follows a quiet office worker played by J.K. Simmons who discovers the agency secretly guards a portal to a parallel Earth. And yes, he meets another version of himself. But there's a twist. The two versions of him are completely different people. One is shy and polite. The other is basically a cold spy who looks like he drinks espresso made of pure violence. Watching J.K. Simmons act against himself is honestly one of the best parts of the show. Fun fact, the series was cancelled after 2 seasons, but critics loved it and it still has extremely strong ratings. If you like smart espionage mixed with sci-fi, this one is criminally underrated.
Hi, Howard.
Billy, do you have any idea how lucky you are? No one gets to meet their other.
Other?
30 years ago, during the Cold War, there was an experiment. Something went wrong. They opened up a passage.
When you go through this door, you come out the other side, you're in another world, identical to ours.
There was one reality, and then it duplicated. We share genetics, childhood. I want to know how you became so different.
Next, we have Lucy, Luc Besson movie that asks the classic question, what if humans would use 100% of their brain? Yes, the science behind that idea is questionable, but the movie doesn't care. It just goes full sci-fi madness. Scarlett Johansson plays a woman who accidentally gains super intelligence after a drug leaks into her system. And as her brain capacity increases, things get progressively weird. At 40%, she can control her body. At 60%, she manipulates matter. At 100%, she basically becomes Wi-Fi for the universe. Fun fact, the film was directed by Luc Besson, who also made The Fifth Element. So it doesn't carry the same vibe as Fifth Element, but it's definitely very good sci-fi movie.
Hey! You speak English?
No.
You speak English?
Yes.
Take me to the hospital now.
Hospital.
Somebody put a bag of drugs inside me. I need you to take it out. It's leaking.
It is estimated most human beings only use 10% of the brain's capacity. Imagine if we could access 100%. Interesting things begin to happen. Yes?
Professor Norman, my name's Lucy. I just read all your research on the human brain. It's a little rudimentary, but you're on the right track.
Thank you.
I have access to 28% of my cerebral capacity. I can feel every living thing.
Since when did you start writing Chinese?
Since an hour ago.
What happens when she reaches 100%?
I have no idea.
Now here's the movie that basically nobody talks about. Spectral. It basically military sci-fi meets ghost horror. Soldiers in Eastern Europe start encountering invisible entities that instantly kill anyone they touch. And the only way to fight them, it's using experimental technology that lets soldiers see the ghosts through special goggles. Yes, it's basically Call of Duty Ghostbusters edition. Fun fact, this movie was originally meant for theaters, but ended up being released on Netflix, which might be why many people completely missed it. But if you enjoy action sci-fi with cool concepts, Spectral is surprisingly fun.
It's gonna be up to you to figure out how to stop this. What the?
Take the shot.
Did you see that? The bullets went right through it.
Tell your men to pull out right now.
All units evacuate now! There! Come on! We're in! Go!
Is there anything that explains what you saw? No.
Before we continue, I want to say that down the list there's going to be the time travel classics that influenced tons of modern sci-fi. And after that, we're going to talk about a movie that basically predicted internet comment section. Next up is Terra Nova. Imagine the future where Earth is overpolluted and dying. So humanity decides that the best solution is time travel. Not to fix the future, but to escape into the prehistoric past. Yes, they literally send people 85 million years back into the time to start a new civilization. With dinosaurs, which sounds cool, and it is cool. The show had massive production value and was produced by Steven Spielberg. Unfortunately, it was also extremely expensive, which led to the show ending after just one season. But if you enjoy sci-fi survival with dinosaurs, Terra Nova is still worth checking out.
I did 7 years ago toward a new beginning. Together, we are at the dawn of a new civilization. No pressure. The world you left behind fell victim to some of the baser instincts of our species. Greed, war, ignorance. We blew it. We destroyed our home. We have been entrusted with a second chance. A chance to start over. A chance to get it right. Welcome to Terra Nova, folks.
Now let's get into one of the most fascinating alternative history sci-fi series. It was fairly popular, it had 4 seasons, but I think it was not really getting as much attention as it should get. The Man in the High Castle. The premise is simple but chilling. What if the Axis powers had won World War II? In this reality, the United States is divided between Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. But the real sci-fi element appears when mysterious films begin to surface, showing alternate timelines where the Allies actually won the war, which suggests something even bigger is happening behind the scenes. Fun fact, the show is based on the novel by Philip K. Dick, the same author behind the Blade Runner and Total Recall. So yes, the man clearly had a talent for bending reality.
This film, what does it mean?
You want to help? Don't ask questions.
I'm supposed to bring you the film. You were my sister's contact.
Buy you a drink?
Are you so helpful to strangers?
Pretty ones I am.
She's a traitor, Joe. And so are you if you try to protect her. You can use your budding romance in the services of the fatherland. on the crane.
Next up is Ghost in the Shell. This story exists both as 1995 anime film and the live-action adaptation. And I think the live-action adaptation with Scarlett Johansson was not really appreciated as it should. That's why it ended up in my list. The world is cyberpunk. People can replace body parts with cybernetic upgrades and connect their brains directly to the internet, which creates a new kind of crime. Hackers who can literally hack human minds. The main character, Major Motoko Kusanagi, is a cybernetic agent trying to track down a mysterious digital criminal known as the Puppet Master. Fun fact, the original anime heavily influenced The Matrix. In fact, the Wachowskis showed the anime to producers while pitching The Matrix. So if you enjoyed cyberpunk stories, this one is essential.
You can design me better. Everyone around me, they feel connected to something. Connected to something I'm not. What are you?
You were dying. We saved you. And now you save others.
Words like violence break the silence.
Now, let's talk about the movie that deserves way more attention, The Upgrade. The story follows a man who becomes paralyzed after a brutal attack, but he's offered an experimental AI implant called STEM. Once installed, the AI can take control of his body, which leads to some of the most creative action scenes in the modern sci-fi. Imagine your body moving like a robot while you are basically just watching. Fun fact, the film was made with a surprisingly small budget, around $5 million, but the visual effects and fight choreography feel much bigger. And if you like cyberpunk revenge stories, Upgrade is fantastic.
I am STEM, the system operating your body for you.
Can anybody else hear you?
No, only you. May I point something out? In the drone surveillance footage, Sir Brantner, Marine Corps, address 414 Citrus, Newground. You'll need a plan.
I got this.
This doesn't seem like a well thought out plan. I need your permission to operate independently.
Permission granted!
Thank you.
Stay down, man. Sam, he's got a knife!
I see that. We have a knife too. You now have full control again, Greg.
Next in the list is The Time Machine, and is based on the famous novel from H.G. Wells. The story follows the scientist who builds a time machine after a personal tragedy. But instead of simply visiting the future, he ends up traveling hundreds of thousands of years ahead, where the humanity has evolved into two very different species, peaceful Eloi and the underground predators known as Morlocks. Fun fact, the movie was directed by Simon Wells, who is actually the great-grandson of H.G. Wells, the original author. So this was basically a family project with time travel.
Why have you traveled through time?
To have a question answered. Why can't one change the past?
Why would you want to? You lost someone you loved very much. There are things better left not said.
Tell me what's happening here.
What if the truth will haunt your dreams for all time?
Well, I think I'm used to that. This was not supposed to happen. They're human beings.
I can look inside your memories, your dreams, your nightmares.
And finally, Idiocracy. A movie that started as a comedy, but terrifyingly suddenly turned into documentary. The premise is simple. An average guy accidentally gets frozen in a military experiment and wakes up 500 years in the future, where society has become unbelievably stupid. People water crops with sports drinks. The smartest man on earth has an IQ slightly above microwave manual, and the most popular TV show is literally called Oh my balls! Fun fact, when the movie came out, it barely received any marketing, but over the years it became a massive cult classic. Mostly because people started realizing it might have been a little too accurate.
Bucket that holds 5 gallons. How many buckets do you have?
2?
What would you do?
Excuse me, I'm actually supposed to be getting out of prison.
You're in the wrong line.
I'm the smartest guy in the world? Says who?
The IQ test you took in prison. You got the highest score in history.
Even smarter than President Camacho.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of America!
In the year 2505,
We got this guy. He's gonna fix everything. So you smart, huh?
the ordinary will be considered extraordinary.
I thought your head would be bigger.
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
So those were some underrated sci-fi movies and series that deserved more attention than it had. Some explore parallel worlds, some explore the future, and some explores what happens when humanity becomes slightly ridiculous. If you enjoy smart sci-fi ideas, there's a good chance that at least few of them will surprise you. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's gonna be a part 2, part 3, part 4, because there's a lot of underrated and underappreciated sci-fi gems out there. And if you like this video, as always, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave some comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.